Good afternoon and welcome everybody. مرحبا بكم. الحلقة هذه نحب نخصصوها للرايتنج اللي هو واحد من الأسئلة اللي يجوا في الإنجليش exam for baccalaureate students. We are going to speak a little Arabic and a little English باش الناس الكل تفهم إن شاء الله وتوصل المعلومة للناس الكل. باختصار the writing question in the back exam will be like this. We're going to see the picture on the screen right now. It's composed of two questions. The first, a guided writing, and the second, a free writing, in which you're going to write an article or an essay with the following procedures we're going to see now. Okay. Donc الرايتنج ماهيش صعيبة والإنجليش ماهيش صعيبة إذا كان التلميذ يركز شوية يحاول يلاقي نجم يخدمها ونعمل ساعة introduction للpresentation بتاعنا اليوم. So we are going to speak about back writing, the writing for baccalaureate exam, and the content will be like this. We're going to speak about types of writing. Number two, the test method. It's a method in which we can understand better the rubric or the question or the task, the writing task. We're going to see what does it mean, TRSST. Three, it will be the writing layout and the planning. Four, the linking words. Number five, writing techniques. Number six, the three levels of writing: sentence level, paragraph level, and the essay or article level. And number seven, the first type of writing question, which is the guided writing. And the last one will be the three types of writings, which are descriptive writing, argumentative writing, and email, of course. Okay. So the first thing I'd like to say is that English is not that difficult as many people think. And there are many reasons that makes English easier than any other languages. And I said this before many times. So why is English easy to access or easy to learn and easier than many other languages that we know, even in Arabic, French, or any other languages? As you can see in the screen, there are seven reasons that make English easy to learn. The first one being easy conjugation of verbs. It's always easier than any other language. Also, we don't have gender specification, no feminine or masculine words like other languages that we know. The Latin influence, most of the words, maybe 60% of the English language is from Latin language. So there's many similarities between English and French language. That's why it's not difficult for Tunisian students to learn the English, and it's easier even than learning the French language, although the French language is being taught before the English language. Also, I have a simple grammar rules, and the spelling also is easy. Writing also simply, it works simply. It means that simple sentences are preferred than complex or compound or long sentences in English, unlike other languages. So, okay, let's see. So these are some photos of my YouTube channel. I made many videos before about teaching English, learning English, that English is an easy language to learn. Why should we study the English language, the importance of English language, and the secrets for perfect learning of English. They are all in my YouTube channel. As we said, we are going to start with the types of writing. There are certain types of writing that we are going to see today. So this is a photo of the writing exam for Bac students. Writing one being guided writing like this, and the second, the free writing. You you are required to write a 12-line article or essay or post or blog. We're going to see the types now. Okay, so let's start with the types. Of course, we have 2 books which I wrote, and we are going to refer to them correspondingly. The first is the backpack, which is about the English program for Bac Students. The whole English program, from the introductory unit, Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4. All of the program is there in the backpack, and it's available everywhere. The second book is about writing. It's called the Writing Manual. It has just appeared, it has just published recently, and it's ready for all the students to benefit from it. Of course, today we are going to concentrate on the content of the writing manual rather than the backpack, because the backpack is about the grammar and vocabulary. It's about the lessons, updated lessons for the Bac program. But in the writing manual, the concentration, the focus is on the writing types and techniques. So that's the topic of our session today. So the writing types, which we are going to talk about today, are like this. When you are asked to write a composition or a writing, you are often asked to write your answer in the form of an article or a report, a letter, etc. So the types of compositions, the main types are 4, which are descriptive writing, descriptive compositions, which is meant to describe places, people, objects, events, celebration, anything. The second type being the narrative writing, which is to tell stories and tell what happened in a narrative style. The third being the argumentative writing or the discursive writing, which is about arguments and about ideas. And it's divided into 2 main types, which are the personal opinion articles, and for or against articles, which give the opposing arguments for both sides, pros and cons. And the fourth and last being the emails or letters. Letters are no longer asked in the Bac exam, but emails, I think, are sometimes required to be written in the Bac exam, which are written to specific written form to a specific person or group for a specific reason. They can be formal or informal according to the context. Other types of compositions, which are not included in the exam, in the Bac exam, but they are maybe included in the other assessment, maybe the oral assessment or the project task, like reports, expository writing, informative writing, and leaflets, advertisements, notes, many other things. So let's move to the instructions. The instruction, or what we call the rubric. The rubric هو السؤال, the question of the writing. So the first step is to understand the question. لازمنا نفهم السؤال قبل الإجابة. Before we answer, we have to understand the question. So the composition instructions are called rubric. And the rubric often describes an imaginary situation which you will write about. So, what do we mean by TRSST? This is a method to understand the rubric. معناها كل نص سؤال بتاع writing, you have to apply the TRSST test method to better understand what you are required to write. What is the first T? Type, the type of writing. أول حاجة لازم تعرفها type of writing, نوع writing. Whether you are writing a narrative, a descriptive, or an argumentative, or an email, like this. The second letter اللي هي ال R, the reader. Who is the reader of the writing? To determine whether it's a formal or informal style, or something like a personal, impersonal, like this. The S for the situation. What is the situation here in the rubric, in the context of writing? And the ST for specific topics اللي هم عناصر الموضوع. What are the specific topics? 1, 2, 3. Sometimes they are 2, sometimes they are 3, but no more than 3 I think, and not less than 2. The specific topics اللي هم the body of the paragraph. So this is a good method. You can apply to these examples of writing tasks in the book, in the writing manual, and you will enjoy doing them by yourself. The layout. Concerning the layout اللي هو البلاننج. Planning we have 3 steps, 3 components. The introduction, of course, the body, and the conclusion. The introduction is a short paragraph in which we give the reader a general idea of the subject of the composition and attract their attention so that they want to continue reading. معناها الانترودكشن عندها 2 objectives غايتين. The first one, to attract the reader's attention to the whole topic, الموضوع العام, the general topic. والمهمة الثانية, the second role, هي إن gives the thesis statement, what you are going to speak about or to write about in the body of the article. The second part اللي هي the body. In the body we develop points related to the subject of the composition, of course. It's the time where you develop the specific topics that you are going to write about. It usually consists of 2 or more paragraphs depending on the subject. Of course, in the back exam you are asked to write 12 lines, so it's not a good idea to exceed these 12 lines. So you can say مثلا introduction 2 or 3 lines, body for example 7 lines, 8 lines, and 1 or 2 lines for the conclusion. The last component, the conclusion. The conclusion is a short final paragraph in which we summarize the main idea of the subject, restate our opinion, using different words, discuss the results and main event. معناها الاختصار, introduction, introducing the general topic, وبعدين تعطينا specific topics. It may be in a question or in a statement, affirmative statement. البادي فيه specific topics, topic الأول, الثاني, الثالث, maybe there are 2, maybe there are 3 topics. والconclusion فيها summary. It's just about summarizing. It should be short. This is the layout. Well, فما layout متاع الباراجراف. The whole article is composed of paragraphs. معناها الانترودكشن في حد ذاتها هذيك paragraph 1. البادي فيه maybe 2 paragraphs or 3 paragraphs. الكونكلوجن وحدها paragraph. حتى كانها سطر واحد ولا 2 lines تعتبر paragraph. دونك الباراجراف عندها rules والارتيكل عندها rules. What are the rules of the paragraph? The paragraph is composed of a topic sentence and details, except في الحالة متاع الانترودكشن والconclusion ما تنطبقش عليه. بما أن الانترودكشن والconclusion they are short paragraphs, very short paragraphs, وقلنا شنو نحطوا فيهم. لكن البادي فيه paragraphs والparagraphs هذوما لازم يكونوا conforming to the layout ولا structure of the paragraph اللي هي a topic sentence and details. أنا يلزم the first sentence تكون a topic sentence, general sentence, والبقية بقية الجمل كانت 2 ولا 3 ولا 4 sentences يكونوا details ولا analysis ولا examples or whatever, or events or whatever. So, concerning the linking words. The linking words are many. But don't bother yourself with learning them all. There are hundreds. You just prepare a table of the main linking words of each type. كل نوع أحفظ منها 2 3 linking words. Linking words هي أدوات الربط. كما because, so, moreover, or in addition هذوما. Donc نقسموهم الfunctions. الaddition نحفظ 2 3. الكونتراست نحفظ 2 3. الاديشن مثلا in addition, moreover, furthermore كذا. بنتفادوا الايزي ووردز اللي هم and also هذول معناها the back student is supposed to write in better معناها more developed and more advanced language than in the previous years. معناها you don't use and, so these easy vocabulary. Try to use, for example, in addition, moreover, furthermore, these good words. In the function of contrast, مثلا, while on the other hand, whereas, like this, 3-4 words like this. Because, as, since, and the result, as a result, therefore, like this, and so on, and you find them here in the screen, inshallah. Okay, so there are also some exercises in this book, so you'll enjoy doing them for the linking words. What about the writing techniques? There are some writing techniques which are useful in the beginning or ending of each composition. We mean the introduction and the conclusion. We have 3 of them here. They are good to be used in your writing. The first one being addressing the reader directly. When you address the reader directly, using the word you, for example, when you say, you all know how important friends are. This is a good introduction, good entering, good start for the writing. A second technique is using the direct speech. When using the direct speech, which is also called quotation, when you use a quote from a famous writer, celebrity, etc. And in both cases we have to use quotation marks, of course, whether they are the exact words of someone or a quotation from a famous book or famous writer or something like this. For example, when we say always look on the bright side of life, my friend Maggie used it to tell me. This is her friends or his friends' words, so that's why it's put in between quotation marks. Another technique, the third technique, is asking a rhetorical question. The rhetorical question is a question which doesn't expect an answer. For example, when you say, what would life be like without friends? What would life be? How would life would be without, for example, mobile phones, without internet, like this? A question which doesn't expect an answer, but it's a good start in the introduction. Okay, so these are some techniques you can use in your writing. Let's move to the next step, which is the levels of writing. There are 3 levels, and those students who are weak in writing should start from the beginning. It's like stairs. When you go upstairs, you go step by step, and the first step being the level of words, when you know the vocabulary, the words. The second step, which is the sentence level, you can write a sentence. The next step is writing a paragraph. You can write a paragraph. What's the structure of a paragraph? How to write a paragraph? And the last step, which is writing an article or an essay of, for example, 100 words and more. So these levels should be done in the good order. If you cross one of them, you will not write well. So when you start with the sentence level. Sentence level, مستوى متاع الجملة. There are many students who cannot write a good sentence. Many students, when you ask them to write a sentence, they write it in the wrong way or in bad order, for example. Why? Because they don't know the basic structure of a sentence. اللي هي mainly 3 types. ما فماش غيرها. 3 types of a sentence. اللي هي بالطبيعة نحكوا على simple sentence. Simple sentence إما تكون subject plus verb وإلا subject plus verb plus complement وإلا subject plus verb plus object. مش غير. So the subject plus verb, for example, she is crying, they are smiling, the man left. يعني عندنا subject and verb. This is a simple sentence. النوع الثاني اللي هو subject and verb and complement. الcomplement نقصده به صفة معناها adjective. For example, she is happy, I am late, The house is big. The third type, which is subject plus verb plus object، هني الأوبجكت اللي هو المفعول به يدخل في الجملة، وينجم يكون one object، ينجم يكون more than one object. For example, of course, someone knocked on the door, or someone took my pen, or she left the home, she left the house, or someone ate the apple, like this. There are many types of these sentences. Donc simple sentences هي the main structure of the sentence. لكن هل احنا باش نكتبه بالطريقة هذيك؟ لا. It's not like that. فما addition، فما حاجات باش نزيدوهم accessories، الاكسسوارات باش نزيدوهم للجملة باش تولي long sentence and تعطينا more information. شنو هما الحاجات هذوما باش نزيدوهم؟ They are mainly an adjective, an adverb, adverb of place, adverb of time, adverb of frequency, manner. Many types of adverbs we can add to the sentence to make it more exciting and easier to understand. So, for example, this sentence was simple like this: Migan read a book. Is a simple sentence of the second or the third type, اللي هو subject plus verb plus object. What we added is in the first step we added this an adjective اللي هو fantasy. Migan read a fantasy book, يعني a fictional book. Then we added adverbs, many types of adverbs. Adverb of place, for example, we said Migan read a fantasy book by the fireplace. The next step we added an adverb of time اللي هو last night. ولت الجملة last night Migan read a fantasy book by the fireplace, and the sentence is being better and easier to understand and full of information. Last night, the next step, last night Migan curled up with her favorite chair and read a fantasy book by the fireplace. زدناها curled up with her favorite chair اللي هو adverbial clause answering the question how. Donc the last step زدناها why اللي هو clause, a clause of reason or cause, using the word since. Last night, since a blizzard was raging outside, Migan curled up in her favorite chair and read a fantasy book by the fireplace. الجملة توا ولت فيها تقريبا 23 words. يعني من جملة simple sentence فيها 3 كلمات 3 words رديناها جملة long sentence with 23 words تقريبا and full of information and pictures. So this is a good way to write rich sentences. Also there are sentence fragments which needs to be avoided in your writing, like these. For example, when you say while she sleeps because of the traffic, and the thought here is incomplete, and what happened is missing. So the types of fragments here are either you supply the missing subject or verb or thought. For example, while she sleeps تولي I work while she sleeps. هيك تولي correct sentence. Number 2, using a punctuation to fuse a sentence fragment and an independent clause. باش تولي الجملة complex sentence فيها clauses. كيما he bought, for example, he bought these wine, fruits and biscuits. تولي الجملة he bought these fruits and biscuits. زدناها we deleted the point, the punctuation. We modified the punctuation. And the third type, writing a sentence fragment to form a complete thought. Rewriting the sentence to form a complete thought. For example, missing her flight because of a traffic. تولي she missed her flight because of traffic. And these are exercises for sentence fragments. Adjectives, adding adjectives, adverbs to sentences to make them longer, complex sentences, rich sentences, like this. And you have sample answers, of course. There are many exercises, exciting and easy to do. Let's move to the next step, اللي هي the two questions of writing اللي يجونا في الباك exam اللي هم exercise number 1 بتبيع guided writing like previous years of course. The first question is a guided writing. With guided writing there are many types of them. For example, the person's biography, an institution, an organization, an association, a company, a university, completing a job interview, a chart, a graph, about a building, a monument, a museum, a city, and it can also be about a topic, a given topic. For example, in the back exams, we have the topics of brain drain, pollution, cyberbullying, bullying on the internet, we mean, climate change, pollution, environment, extreme weather, online learning, and so on. It can also be about an invention, a device, a robot, a satellite, a medicine, a therapy, and so on. It can also be about an event, a celebration, an exhibition, a fair, a show, festival, carnival, campaign, a day, a week, like this. Any type of celebration with given information in a table, and you write 5 lines most of the time. You are asked or required to write 5 lines or 4 lines about the topic. This is the easy question of writing, of course, because you have all the information you need to write about. And there are ways how to write this type of writing. For example, about an organization or institution, you start with the foundation. It was founded in, and you mention the date and the place, for example, or the founder. Like this, you can see the steps, the different steps you can use, you can write about when you are writing about an institution or an organization. And when you are writing a biography also, it's like this. You will start with the birth, family, childhood, education, marriage, children, like this, and so on. It depends on the information you are given to write about. You should learn the sentence structure to write correct sentences and correct punctuation to get a good mark. When you are writing about an event or an occasion, you start with the name and the type of the event, answering the question what. The second step, you state the date, the time, the launching, and the place. You are answering the question when and where. Then you state the occasion, the purpose or the objective of this celebration. And you can also mention the participants, and the last one, the costs, the parts. Okay. Let's see some examples. These are some examples. Of course, you can find them in the book. There are many examples from previous back exams, and they are answered. You have sample answers. You can see how the sentences are linked and how the sentences are structured well. Okay, let's move to writing number 2. The second writing, which is free writing, which can be a descriptive writing, a narrative writing, an argumentative writing, or writing a letter or email. Most of the time, the free writing is argumentative. Most of the previous back exams are argumentative articles, but not all the times. So you have to learn how to write the descriptive writing, the narrative writing, the argumentative with 2 types, and the types of emails, whether they are formal or informal emails. So let's start with the descriptive writing. You can see here, when you are describing, you need, of course, you need adjectives and adverbs. So you have a list of many adjectives and adverbs in the table. You can learn them to write about any topic you are asked to write about. And you have examples of descriptive compositions about cities, about life in the countryside, about the ancient city of Petra, about the electrical scooter, anything you can write to describe. Of course, you're going to use adjectives and adverbs to describe. Also, you have the comparing, which is the type of description. And this is the narrative writing. Next, let's move Let's move to argumentative, here discursive writing. We call it discursive writing. The discursive writing is a balanced, formal essay that explores multiple sides of an issue, a topic, an argument, before reaching a reasoned conclusion. There are some tips for good instructions, for good introduction. There are some tips for good introductions for this type of writing. The first one is holding the reader's attention. As we said before, كما قلنا بكري, الانtroduction مهمتها to attract the attention first and then to give the thesis statement, the main topics, the specific topics of the body paragraphs. So hold your reader's attention. Number two, use rhetorical questions or quotations to make it engaging or exciting or attractive. Number three, you have the attention of the reader. State the problem. You state the problem or you state the topics or the specific topics in your introduction. There are good tips also for conclusions, like summarizing the arguments effectively in the conclusion in one sentence or two. That's all. Conclusions should be short and brief. Remember to paraphrase the ideas and avoid repeating the same words you used before in the introduction or in the body part. There are techniques used in discursive writing, like the logical reasoning, the emotional and empathic appeal, rhetorical devices, testimonies, and quotes and statistics. هذول كلهم نستعملهم في argumentative essays. So, here are examples of discursive writing. As we said before, discursive والargumentative writing فيها opinion essay وفيها for against essay. Opinion, in which you state your opinion, you defend your opinion with giving reasons or giving arguments to make it sound or strong. And the second type is for against essay, which is mainly meant to give the pros and cons, which are the positive side and the negative side of the topic. Okay. There's an example of for and against essay here about reality TV shows. Reality TV shows are good entertainment. Let's see the example of a for and against essay. وقلنا الفور and against معناها يعطينا البوزيتيف side والنيجاتيف side of the essay, or advantages and disadvantages, benefits and drawbacks, like this. Look at the introduction. Reality shows are a very popular form of entertainment on TV nowadays. This is a general topic. There are dozens of different types of programs, such as singing contests, cooking competitions, or going to live in the jungle. Okay, this is the introduction. Simple. 2 sentences, brief, concise, and to the point. And we have 2 paragraphs for the body. The first paragraph, firstly, and this is linking word. Linking words are in different color here. Firstly, I think that there is a lot of variety in reality TV. People at home can choose many types of program they want to watch depending on what they are interested in. Some people like watching singing and cooking competitions, while others prefer watching programs about building houses and traveling around the world. Then, in addition, here's the linking word to move to another idea, to add another idea. In addition, reality TV programs are a great opportunity to discover talented singers, dancers, or chefs. And you can see, of course, that sometimes I'm reading quickly, fast, and sometimes I'm reading slowly. It's according to the importance of the information I am giving. Whether it needs full attention of the students or when it is not important, I move fast. So the second paragraph, on the other hand, and you can see that on the other hand, this is a contrast linking word, which meant to give the other side of the topic. And also we have, however, we have another advantage is that to add also, and another advantage is that for adding. but however, on the other hand, for contrasting. The conclusion, to sum up, I think that reality TV is good entertainment. Of course, I think you understand the topic of this essay. يحكي على reality shows, reality TV اللي هي احنا نسموها التلفزيون الواقع، برامج الواقعية. So, in the conclusion, I think that reality TV is a good entertainment. There is lots of variety, which means there is something for everyone, and they are interesting to watch. So this is the essay, giving both sides of the topic, for and against. Let's see another example of opinion essay. There are many types here of opinion essays. You can do the exercises, the writing exercise, the preparation task, the reading text, the questions for the reading text, and then you discuss the topic in a writing form, in an article or an essay, whether it's for against or opinion essay. You can do this in this book. It's very interesting and you will enjoy it a lot. Of course, the topics are many. The topics vary according to the theme of the units, which Bac students learned during the year, starting from the introductory unit to the to unit 4 today. Okay. So there's a list of previous test topics or exam topics, writing topics, for 3 types of Bac exam: the arts exam, here letter, from 2018 to 2025. All the topics اللي موجودين في اللي طاحوا في الإكزام بتاع الباك في السنوات اللي فاتوا كل from 2018 to 2025. البرنسبال والكنترول، الرايتنج 1 ورايتنج 2 كلهم موجودين with بطبيعة summary، مش التوبيك الكل، لا فما summary summarizing the topic to fit the table, just one table, and the second list of topics تخص science, math, economy, information technology, IT. وفما زاد اللي تخص التكنيكال برانش، التكنيك اللي عندهم، خاطر الاكزام تاع الانجليش يختلف، التكنيك وحدهم، السيونس وحدهم، الليتر وحدهم، والسبور وحدهم، كل شعبة عندها اكزامان separate وحدها. So these are the different topics you can see in this book. You can have your copy. I advise you to have your copy from the library and enjoy the book. And of course you have the second book اللي هو الباك كما قلنا اللي فيه البروجرام الكل, the grammar, vocabulary, and all the lessons of the Bac program, and updated lessons also, better than the lessons of the textbook, the official textbook. And that's all. Thank you very much. I hope it was beneficial for you.